couple more final touches for this whole situation. I will say they could change a few things and it would make this even better. But thank you so much for being here now. What's up? LL the Alchemist up in here. I wanted to come on today and kind of have more frequency on going live and kind of incorporating it inside of the whole entire process of which I'm going through in my life, all the things I'm juggling and throwing and working with, and it's been rocking. It's been rocking. Uh, so the topic here, you see, right now I am on a Facebook Live. I'm gonna have this uploaded on my Odyssey channel. I'm also going to have my TikTok as well as Instagram on here. And I'm going to start seeing which platform going live on, see what works the best, and also upload each video from each thing on each platform. So anyone that's keeping up with everything, I just want to let you know about that. Odyssey does have some other videos with different people, like Become a Living God. Like, that's where they're working all their things right now, and there's other people jumping on that. There's also Rumble, but I kind of got off of that because I don't have to get into the whole corporate and all that type of situation, because we're here to talk about love. So, love. What is love? Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? So there's many different forms of love, obviously. Obviously. You know, the perfect one to start off with is shout out to Hyphy YT, okay, for getting me this awesome Hyphy Cartel sweatshirt. Thank you. My brother's awesome. Brother love, you know, brotherly love, family love. And having that appreciation for people in your life who you can talk to, who you can have heart to hearts. And not everyone has that same bond with all their family members, you know? Some people have that with friends. And there's certain friends in your life you can really have that love and appreciation with as well. And have those just, you know, being yourself fully, like at 110%. Like most people, lots of people can shape shift, everyone does, you know, but there is a being yourself and just appreciation, you know, and that also comes with self love to where you can be yourself when you don't have to feel like you're inside of a clam, you know, when you're like restricted, like, someone's thinking this, I'm being told this, programmed this. There's that self love and where you know where you stand, and so you can stand firm. And I think all of them obviously take a major role in our life. And in my journey, self love, I mean, that was probably my biggest transformation because I had, when I was a kid, I'd kind of hit myself and get mad at myself. I don't know, I had like a lot of rage towards myself, about myself, my self image, and all these other things. And I had to work through it and change things. Like, instead of that, take it out on the gym, you know, or having this, that, and the other, feeling a certain type of way with my dad and everything else in my life. There's just certain people, certain events, and it's like knowing who you are in the process. It's okay. You're getting through the process. You don't have to be what you're trying to be right now. You just have to be on the journey. You just have to be beginning. Because if you don't start anything, you can't even take any steps forward towards what you want and what you want to achieve and accomplish. So if you don't go forward, especially especially knowing what you want to do, that's a huge key as well. Because when you have passion behind what you want to do, then you can go full forward with it. Now, for instance, I right now am doing multiple different things in my life that I really enjoy and can apply with. And what I mean by that is I have my job where I do my deliveries in the day. I have my jobs with clients, anyone with spiritual help and workings. I also have my job with the show, on which I can't talk much more about, but a show I'm working on. And I'm just seeing me going through these processes as well as changing. I actually changed where I work out at, so now the weights are way higher. I can get myself back in the sauna, and if it does snow, I can continue to run and not just on a treadmill. For me, that's not as exciting. Plus, I use the toe shoes, and I think the toe shoes are super, super awesome. But back to it. The love, really finding that. And I think for myself, at least, it took the hardships. It took the dark night of the soul, where multiple things occurred all at once, like a tower. I had to take a drink. Everyone start drinking water without fluoride. Just go to your local Meyer, Kroger, Piggly Wiggly, whatever, and get your water dispensary and just bada bing, bada boom. So, what I meant by that is you can have a moment. Some people call it the Saturn return or this, that, and the other, but I think it can happen at any point where all the things keep piling up on you. I'm gonna give you an example for me, and this has happened. It happened a couple times in my life. One time, by the time I hit 21, I had gotten up to like 235, 238. I was a red tomato, as my brother would say. I was a red tomato, and I had to get myself to start working out and taking care of myself instead of letting myself completely go and having that change. And I remember even it was like, here's some blood pressure medicine, and I was smoking cigarettes, and then I'd go on runs and cigarettes, and it was a wild process. It was a very wild process, but you get through it. You change, you alter things, and then you appreciate who you are, and you're happy you went through what you did, and you can't ever regret what you've already done. It's done. Like, it is what it is. Obviously, things can have a emotional scar to it, or a psychic scar. And that's like, I love my dad so much. My dad, there's just so much I could say about love for or a family member and caring about, that you caring about opinions by family members. And there's a point where you do have to make sure, if you do disagree with something, you stand firm. But there's always this there I would say it's like an honor type of thing. There's always this honor, but so just because someone's older, the whole thing was like, respect your elders. Like, yeah, respect everybody, but some people can have an ignorance to, or someone can have had their own problems growing up and holding on to those, and then they onto the children and family curses. That's what you kind of call that, and it's just so much, and so loving yourself and then being able to use that and empower things you're passionate about. And that does take time. That does take time to find what you're fully passionate about, because I remember one of the things I was passionate about was hanging out with people all the time till I probably about 2 years after I graduated in high school. Then I started really just staying centered and focused on that spiritual development. And it really just kind of drew me away from people. But, everything's great and comes with the process, and that's always a great thing, and everything's come around in a great way, positive. Obviously, things that have happened are meant to happen, and so it's supposed to occur because I've been able to on my journey really be able to change my reality because I've changed my perception. And for me, a process of that and things I'm passionate about is like going and pushing my body, whether it's in the gym, lifting weights, doing a hardcore run, doing the hot yoga, doing kundalini yoga, doing some breath work, just pushing the body in just wild ways, 100%. And to take it to the next level, to be able to allow your body to just be upgraded in the sense of the dopamine, the all natural feeling of that inner strength, and like really being able to take a firm in what you want. Like if you if you don't have a high confidence, you walked up to some girl, you might not feel to really be like, your authentic self. You're like, constriction. Or it's like, go run on like 2 miles, and then there's a babe on the sidewalk in the middle of your run. Go up to her and talk to her. Who cares? You're gonna be turned up, happy about yourself, being yourself. Bada beam, bada boom. As well as, then you have that feeling about yourself, and then you can use that in your everyday life, even when you're not, doing that. But, everything just comes with time, and having healthy outlets and things you're passionate about. If you like making music, if you like, like everyone has their own thing. Like I enjoy writing music. I also enjoy reading about different occult sciences. I like to listen to podcasts that help me learn about history, other ways of people doing different rituals or exorcisms, and hearing everyone's perception and just diving into things. And I really enjoy, just then, there's going on a nature walk, being able to be under the stars, and, being able to use that energy that goes in me all around me towards things to manifest. When I'm really enjoying a run or inside of a meditation, and you can just empower your thoughts and your will towards the things in which you desire, and all obstacles to kind of obliterate in front of you. And it's not just some easy process like, oh, I hit this state, now I can do all these things. It's like it's easier too because you're standing firm. You have your shield, you have your sword. You're standing in self love, and you can ba ba bada beam bada boom go on forward. So I've really dived deep with learning about self love, and it starts with, in my opinion, it started with Salos, and all those who may or may not have heard about that story. The first goetic being I ever worked with, Salos, the Great Duke, and I remember I was just having some problems with just being obsessed. Honestly, the only word I can use is obsessed. Just obsessed with different stupid constructs that I thought would be right for my life. And him just saying, "Oh, I'll help you get all these things that you really are desiring, but just get yourself to quit the tobacco." And I did it, and then He was like, "That's a joke. You shouldn't want those things in your life," and that also was bad. So, and like those type of things, and seeing the synchronicities of because he's shown as a gallant soldier, rides on top of a crocodile. And I'd see different symbolisms of alligators and crocodiles like all around me during like my workings with him. And that was like really cool, magical. And it said he had the softest heart, and I didn't know who I could work with because I was stuck in an old paradigm trying to change it. And see, that was a lot too. I was a hardcore Catholic. I really was. I took it serious. Taking it serious as I did. Like, if you're gonna do anything, you have to take it very serious. Otherwise, why do? Empty movement results in no manifestation. It results in empty fruits, empty words, no heart. And that it won't do anything. It's like you could act like you're a person, but your authentic light will shine through any mask you place upon yourself. So may it be shown as above, so below what it will become. So you have to obviously get that all taken care of. And then you can have that light shine upon and you can be authentic and honest. And I do believe honesty is a huge thing too. It's like why have to ever cover up a lie when you can just be honest? And I would rather deal with a situation than just let it brew, Like sometimes you gotta deal with consequences. Oh my goodness, I could give a funny example. I mean, at the end of the day, nah, it's a dumb example. No, it's like, oh, what was it? Um, yeah, it was just you kind of those awkward moments of people at the store, or awkward moments, and maybe like holding open the door for someone, and there's tons of people going through, and it's just a yabba dabba yikes. I don't know. I don't know the best one. No, asking for a ton of honey mustard at a restaurant for a video. That's hilarious. But really love and what you're passionate about. And as you're going through your life and you're figuring out the things that you really like and who you are, because once you know more of who you are, you know what you really like, not what the world wants you to really like, and what like makes your heart on fire. What you like to do. What do you want to do? And sometimes it's just shot in the dark, but I feel like when you ask the question, oof, I gotta get my back. I like get my back like realigned by this really awesome dude who's here in town, like once a month. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. It's like crack, 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 and you're like, the Kraken, the ship, the Kraken, the ship. We going, we going, we going. Okay, and so back to your scheduled programming. I forgot. Hang on. Passions. So when you do figure that all out, it's just like the perfect flow of energy. Authentic self, passions, flow of energy into creation, and creation then results in the manifestation of has within, so without, creation within there, then comes within. It's all blah, 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 bing, all the treasure chest. Here we go, keep going. And so it's a great way to finally hit a point of transformation. Transformation. And I know it does. Everything takes time. Every day, sometimes we can do a little bit. Sometimes we really can't do much at all, honestly. Sometimes we really have to just let things grow and become what they need to be. But I think if your heart is in a place where you want something to be done for self love, for self's sake, express and do, and then you don't have to hold on to it. And I feel like that happens in people's lives, and that can actually turn into cancer after like 20 years of holding on to things. I think it definitely can transform into something that is negative and attached to you and really dark. Oh, what's going on, Nate? Dude, what's fucking fudging going on, man? Happy to see you here. Illuminate up in here, everyone. Illuminate is illuminating minds. We are definitely going to be having some awesome news down next year, but that's way advanced. Y'all don't even understand. It would be a really positive, great thing. Um, but love and self love with everything really come. Hey, let's read this. Well, that's the thing. Reminds yeah. Oh, I love it. That's the EDM song. Yes. I was listening to that. I listened to that whole album that you sent me, and I wish I could say it for the audience. If you could maybe write it down. Head turn. For everyone. The album you sent, where I had the 4 songs. That was super awesome. I enjoyed that. It was really positive, and it had a lot of things that I resonated with. That just made me feel in the moment. What I was going through. There was major changes and emotions going on while I was listening. It was really cool. And then I also got to everyone the Cyberpunk TV show, anime on Netflix. It's 10 episodes. I will say it was absolutely immaculate. The term love actually was kind of sparked with that, as well as its correlation to a feeling which I had in my life about love. And sometimes where you have to see where things are at. And sometimes all you can do is better yourself. Whether it's you're just working on yourself. You don't have anyone in mind, whether it's someone you have in mind, but you just have to wait for something to occur. Sometimes it's just take action, go ahead and do. It's like know within what you want to do, what you would do, everything else, as well as consequences. You have to know the consequences of just going around with one individual after another and another because you're taking in psychic energy from one another, and it could result in some negative trauma that can hit you, that can hurt you too, honestly hurt you indefinitely if you'd allowed to, if it's something that bad. But you just have to have that self-love, be able to let yourself grow and have that passion behind what you're doing, so any blockage or thing that gets in front of you, you will hit you will hit so hard. And when I was thinking about that divine love for yourself, and then you can be authentic about it around those who you're with, and having those people in your pocket, some of your closest. There's like a close group of people who you can truly express all, and you can have that same respect for their information because you know that they are, they someone that has their beep together, because that's just the way. That is their way. And they entered your life for a divine reason, and they've been able to help you as well as you've helped them be able to get fruits and manifestations in your life to help you see the synchronicities, to see that all these things that are occurring around isn't just some random coincidences. It's the divine showing you them, and really experiencing those. Like one of my, here with Illuminate, there was this bridge where we did this ritual, and it wasn't snowing at all. We did it at the bottom of this bridge. And I actually forget what the ritual was for, but when we lit the candles, we went on top of the bridge, and it was next to this river flowing, and it was these red candles. I remember that. The fire was so big, and we got on this bridge, and all of a sudden it started snowing. right over us, so hardcore. It didn't say it was gonna snow all that day, and it looked like rainbow vision all in front of us, and it was so beautiful. And like friendships, a brotherly love, like not only for my own brother, but my brother here, Illuminate, for real. Having those appreciations and having people that can help you with that things in life, and then also being able to help out others in life, having that love for people all around. What's this say? The snow between us solidified, dude. Absolutely, it solidified the vision and encapsulate the vision, 100%, and definitely. And once you see things and you go forward on your spiritual mission, then you can know where like you don't see everything. We're all kind of like the tarot card, the Fool. Hang on, let me make sure I read this. Sorry, I have never done this thing before. It's not, yeah. No, it was right when the candles were lit. It started snowing. It became really hardcore, and that was really awesome. But having those things in your pocket, I would say, then you can be able to make bigger moves. Having and then that love over that, but then there's the love for the people. And I'm gonna get. This is my opinion. I'm not saying I'm absolutely right, but this is the way I approach it. With the world and how things are, there is like this white lighter mentality where it's like, oh, everything is love, blah, 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 blah. And like I'm like, okay, I appreciate you, but like there is reality, there is darkness, there is another practicality of things, and so the people I want to give the most utmost, like, you don't know what's going on in someone's life. Someone might have just lost someone in their life. Someone might have lost something really important to them. Maybe someone's getting really hurt and they've been stuck in the same cycle for years and they're just so depressed and sad. Some people can't walk. Some people, it's really hardcore. We have to be so thankful and love our lives so much and be so full of gratitude and have a love for that. A true love. Seeing a freaking bee. Jiminy Christmas. We don't want robot bees like the freaking Black Mirror. No, we want to have real bees and be thankful to see that. Like, geez Louise. Let's find the things that have the quick gratitude for, to have that love. But for people, having that actual genuine love, like going into a place and being able to be yourself fully. And I'm not always 110% on that. I do my absolute best and I really do care. And I just sometimes, it's like sometimes it's Tom Cruise hidden in the shadows missions, at the gym. And I'm like, I'm allowed to switch it up. I'm allowed to do what I want. I can take care of whatever needs to be done. Whatever. But having that love and appreciation for people, getting the door, smiling, honestly smiling at people, it's great. It's so easy. It's so reciprocated. What's going on here? What are 3 words you associate with love? Thank you. Illuminate. Gratitude. Heart. That's like a heart chakra. And passion. I think love, if you don't have passion behind your love, then it would be dull. It has to all be boom. Like, if you don't have that boom, then what the hell are you doing? If you're sitting there for 25 minutes trying to find something to watch on the television, what are you doing? Boom! Get a boom, boom. You got a boom, boom, boom. What's this going on? Hang on. I want to read everyone's comments. I'm just, like I said, this is the first time I've done this on this. I don't know. This is crazy. Oh! I saw a guy with both arms, both legs, AMC. Makes you see how. Yeah. 100%. 100%. And also, boom, boom, pow, waste on my style. Magic flip, magic tip, yeah. So, I think with that passion, love, gratitude, and I don't know what the third one was, but hit the replay and you'll hear it. I believe that alchemical mixture can really make an authentic light love. And I think anyone who's struggled with expressing themselves, because I know in my life I had that. I had such a love for my dad, but I mean, there hit a point where, we had to have our, whatever, arguments and disagreements and everything else and go through whatever, and it overall helped us both. And us both grow, and sometimes in the world we don't want to make the waters get any like wavy. You don't want to splash. I don't intentionally do a cannonball into situations like that, but I definitely, like I said before, do you want to hold on to any more weight that you need to? Huh? Huh? But self-love. Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. And like maybe get yourself a salt bath. Get yourself in a salt bath. Just sit there, being thankful, and putting your hands over it, and just having white light go through your hands. Even if you don't even feel it, just imagine it. And even if you can't even imagine it, just know it will be an experience. And just having yourself love yourself. And sometimes complications do come, but like I said, staying affirm makes you really show that love, and that's what's truly rocking. That's this: when you take a salt bath, your aura gets saturated with crystal energy. Oh, so yes, absolutely. You become you become an emerald shard. You're from Sonic, and you got the emerald, and you're about to pop that down, and you're gonna do time, magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, flying cards going out. I actually just found the card from Illuminate and put that on my altar, and it's a dragon, and that dragon represents the knowledge of the dragon. And I find that I do have a passion for learning about ancient history and hearing about the eagle and the serpent and the things that have been covered up, the things that are being uncovered, and all the secrets that it's helping unlock, and even seeing Graham Hancock be able to get at least one season of his Ancient Apocalypse out is absolutely incredible. Like it's been a phenomenal show. And when I was writing, which I have the Blacklight Alchemy program will be coming out next year, and I give more information when that's ready. But I was writing about ancient history in it, and really seeing how the bigger architect type of what's occurred in our world and the manipulation has occurred down on us to make us not know what love is, to divide and destroy love. It's a true evil, and you see how it's just like these, whether it's a governmental or it's a dogmatic organization, these constrictions come down, the power structure lies within them both. I forget who told me this, but I remember the Game of Thrones statement about society coming together, all be from religion as well as governmental, and that's what holds everything together. And when you start seeing these things, you see kind of where it tries to point you to, tries to tell you this is your answer, and it constricts you, which constricts the self love that is laid on you. Realizing tell lies through vision, television, telling you things that aren't true, making more conflict, and then you being saturated in that and then placed on the world. It's just these cycles, and the cycles have got to be cutting out. Done. Like, the cycles are bullshit. That's just the way it is. They're done. Uh, they need to be just cut out. And everyone has to do their process differently to get out of their cycle. And everyone can't have cycles. We have cycles and seasons. And realizing that we can't have everything all at once, and maybe something's going to take a little bit longer, and you can strategically plan it out how you're going to do it. And also realize when you feel things, well, I was mentioning the heart earlier. That was what it was. The third one was the heart. Heart energy is like, that's when you're connected. You feel that with someone else. It's not the mind. The mind has passing by thoughts. The mind has things that can be made up. The mind can try to control, and it's not here, it's here. Sometimes people try to make intellectual ideas and think about things rationally. And then they can't really see the glorious picture of what it is because they're not following it from here. And where you have a knowing, your intuition, it's a knowing, it's a feeling, it's an absolute. And that might sound wild to some people, and that's fine. For myself and my journey, I have been able to feel and know things in my intuition and heart, and then bada bing, bada boom, they come together. It's knowing before it's gonna happen. It's getting a tarot reading and hearing before someone would say the card was. I'd already hear it in my head, and then it'd be played out. Crazy stuff, absolutely crazy stuff, and it's been able to help. It did help me tremendously on my journey of self-love, because you can hear and see things on the other side of different situations in which you wouldn't have known beforehand. You're able to then pick it up and make, oh wow, this was perfect. I can't believe, like, be able to hear that from the other side, and it being completely what it is, being able to lock it down. Like, there's really cool things that are just ways to transform your reality so you can love your reality more instead of being so stuck inside of that box, being told this, that, and the other. As well as, like, oh, you can't make money doing that. You can't do this. I have been able to be so blessed. I'm like stretching and talking. I could care less. Uh, Doing things in which I had so much fun doing, being so passionate about. Being a hype guy at some events, dancing around, being able to help people out with their spiritual situations, doing different workings with them, doing a spell or radionics or whatever the case may be. Being able to go talk and be able to just be myself around on my job, having a clowning time, as well as seeing other outlets in which I can work towards for my eagle vision. Because I see it as the hawk vision and then the eagle vision. And then, geez, I can't even start going down that path of talk. Self-love and everything else, baby. Okay, so we're at 39 minutes. That's awesome. Is there any questions? Does anyone have any questions here in the audience? I would like to answer any questions here for the last 20 minutes of this. About what is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. And what would you ask us? Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is based on friendship. This is wisdom. Wow. Okay, so what would I ask? So what would I ask people to do to help change for love? For this world? I would say love yourself more. As in putting that time. Whether it's 15 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. Whether it's a bike ride, that walk. Something new in your life that you can implement. Something that you can add into your life so you can be able to achieve what you want to achieve and not have to worry about did you do it right. You just did it. It's done. Executed. And just keep going forward with all these things. And if you keep at that, then what are you doing? You're looking in the mirror, drinking out of cups. I did see that. I'm sorry. That just popped up in my mind. The gecko. It was from an old video that someone sent me, drinking out of cups. But the love and all. Let's read this. Adding magic can help add things in your life or remove. And that's huge too. Thank you for saying that. The thing I love about magic, love, not like love, about magic, is how much it can move and change things in your life. Whether it's just lighting a candle by a river, placing your intention in it for letting old things flow away out of your life that need to be. Whether it's sitting and conjuring a being up within your temple and talking with them. Whether it's yelling into a candle and getting all of its negativity out, or yelling into an entity, or whether it's going on a run with a sigil in your pocket to empower that sigil, to just go hard and get that energy from within going out. Because if, for instance, for myself, I can have a ton of energy and I love it, but if I don't work out and if I'm eating bad and I'm also not like doing anything creative, like it can just keep building and be something it can be negative, it can be anger, instead of channeling it and doing everything, executing it perfectly and being fully chemically balanced and ready to go, like really being able to execute things efficiently. So liking to be in this state and being able to then take care of what needs to be done. It's like the way for the most love. And I think if everyone like started to, take those times like meditation, if everyone was starting to do that, it would help out the world. Like they did an experiment where I don't know if it's 250,000 people or 25,000 all gathered in one area to be able to meditate to bring down the crime level. And that day it like ended up dropping 40% around the whole world. Some crazy study. I forget all the extra articles that go on top of that, but look it up. And so it's just like on a psychic level, helping out around the world, helping things occur, and how cool that is. So I think that could really help out people, as well as eating right, eating better, not listening to the lies from the black screens on your phone as well as on the screens. I know I need way more water. I need way more water. It's a situation. It's definitely a situation. If there's not any more questions here, I might end it out. I'm gonna usually make this a hour long or so. So I do appreciate all of you who've come on here. That is freaking awesome. I just thought about love, self love, and I have had people in my life who I've talked to, as well as those people who I maybe not talked to, but I can see their situation, and just seeing how love is a huge thing that can help you move and make miracles occur in life. Really make miracles occur. Just bada beam on a boom because and you're going full hard with that passion and energy. But sometimes things take a lot longer to manifest than what you think. That can cause everything else, but then it's like if you don't have that gratitude, that's also a part of love. Because it's like, damn, if you don't have that gratitude, then you're just like, oh, okay, when's my next time? Instead of like, dude, God, you just had food today. Did you know that? Did you know that you got to have food today? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. That's pretty incredible. Wow, I didn't even have my face as seen. Wow, here we go. Here we go, everyone. It's just way too bright. I didn't know how this is going to be able to play out, so this ain't too bad. Still too bright. So that's why sunglasses are on. And the execution style, taking care of the business. So, my final words about self-love. That's my next thing. Is that's way too bright. That's a no deal, cowboy. You better sit down. If you start doing that in your life, it may cause disruption a little bit. Long term, though, it will become healing. It will become love. It will become illumination. It will become the way in which you want to be. And we shouldn't forget that. We should always remember that. We should always look at the things which we're doing in our everyday life will help us bring us one step closer to our goals. Are we passionate behind it, or are we just getting through it? Are we really loving what we're doing? Are we really enjoying what's going on in our life? And ask ourselves these questions. And then make action towards change so it brings one form love. And that connection that you're desiring and wanting. Because no one should not have self love. No one should have that empty cup. And no one should be afraid to express themselves. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Please don't be afraid to express yourself. You shouldn't have to hold on to anything. You should be able to be a free spirit. You should be able to be like the Fool card of the tarot. Where it's like, yeah, I don't know everything that's going to go on ahead, but like, it's going to be cool. Like, it's going to be fine. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, 100%. Now that, I really vibe with that heavily. Because it's like it's like having a child's heart in your life to where it's like carefree because you're like, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be great in your imaginations to infinite and beyond. Like, it's like, yeah, awesome, totally, whatever, let's do this. Like, it's really cool, and it's definitely something really cool, and makes you have a different perception of life. Like, everyone is just a kid, honestly. You don't care how old you are, you're a freaking kid. Like, everyone is just trying to get and do their absolute best and appreciating and having that love. But I'm happy I didn't end it because there is a time in which you have that sword and shield. You know, self love and love for the other person too. Because if you stand firm in how you feel and it hurts someone else's feelings, well, at least you're doing that and getting it out instead of lying to them and yourself. You cannot do that. That is something that's toxic and it's going to hurt you in the long run. And then not having the right foods in your system. It's all such a flow. It's all such a system. It's really deep. Your body is alchemy, and not everything can always be exactly what we want, but we can go forward towards it, and it will become fruition if we have love, self-love, gratitude, feel with our heart, and are passionate with everything we're doing in our lives. So, I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll give more of a heads up when I'm gonna go live, and if I'm gonna do it on Facebook all the time and then upload on the other websites and everything else I do. or if I'm gonna test those out. I'll keep everyone updated on every platform on what's going on, just to get the best flow into figuring out things. But I do appreciate those who come in here, and I appreciate those who watch this on playback. Oh, definitely growing with self love is huge. Is a huge thing that anyone who's watched this and they haven't been able to grow with that, I want you to realize that you are an infinite, creative, limitless being of infinite possibility. And that you don't need to hold on to shackles anymore of your past. Anything else, all the other stuff, throw that away. Love yourself. Accept where you're at in your journey. Whatever has already occurred. Accept. Love yourself from being where you're at now from that. And because that's awesome. You're here. You're here now. It's fine. And then figure out what you're loving and going forward, and also being truthful to yourself and to those around you. And you're going to be able to be unstoppable. And unstoppable is the way to go in life towards all your goals, because then it doesn't matter what stands in the way. So thank you so much again for everyone tuning in. If you would like a certain topic, if you have any questions, go ahead and send them down below, and I'll also get those taken care of. And man, I want to be able to end this off on something really freaking awesome for y'all. Well, all right, I'll end it off connecting to the divine. From infinite cosmos, may your energy be able to flow into all those who desire it, and helping them see more and more limitlessness within them so that they can awaken to their highest potentiality here in this reality, to be able to achieve all the things they desire, as well as awaken and unlock with the keys anything that they need to be able to fulfill and have that self-love within them. Thank you for all these blessings and synchronicities within my life and all their lives. And that we continually going forth, knowing that by full expression, being who we are, who we desire to be, and passion, that we will be able to be unstoppable. Thank you all. And we'll be in touch. El the Alchemist is signing off.